In the fall of 2007, the Navy announced 5 potential sites for the construction of an outlying landing field in rural communities in northeastern North Carolina and southern Virginia. The OLF would be a place where naval pilots would practice taking off and landing high-speed jets. Areas in and around the site would be deemed not suitable for habitation due to the high decibel noise. The Navy has the power of eminent domain, which means that they can take land and homes if they deem it to be of national interest. One of these prospective sites is in Gates County, North Carolina, a poor but tight-knit rural community. Community members immediately came together to oppose the siting of this landing field in their community, a move that would displace hundreds of people, including farmers whose families have lived on their land since before the Revolutionary War, and Boontown, an African-American community built by newly freed slaves, with a still thriving church and neighborhood.
It started right here where this church is. Because from what my daddy and my grandmother them count years ago, before the church was here, they just had this area right here. They just tied off horses and they walked over there, and that's where they had service at.
My granddaddy told me the way they got Stony Branch, the old Stony Branch, the members didn't have the money to pay for the church. So what they did, they sold fruits, they raised vegetables, and Hope paid for the church like that. They even Hope paid the preacher like that.
One more time, come over here. Come over here. Where the table is spread and the peace of the Lord.
I'm the custodian at my church. And when I go in there to clean the church, I talk to the Lord, because I believe He gave me that job to clean His church. And there's nothing like cleaning the church for the Lord. And I believe He gave it to me, and I believe with all of my heart that He's going to let me continue to do it.
I love Him once, I love Him twice, I love Him 3 times.
All right.
This church is a symbol of an entire culture's strength, how they persevered through times of slavery, how this church is a landmark to say, I once was bound, but now I'm free.
She come to the church one Sunday, and she said, she was a white lady, she says, one thing I want you all to do for me, let my son preach a service there, let me come and sit with you all, and promise me one thing, that you will never get rid of the old Stony Branch, even if you do put her. And we made that firm promise to her. So if OLF come and take it, that promise will be broken. So we got to pull together and band together and keep this promise.
The fellowship hall used to be part of the old sanctuary, which is across the yard. I believe they had a contract to move it, and they attached the building to it and did a lot of work. We've even had some pictures of the men actually working. So when we say that blood, sweat, and tears went into this sanctuary, we didn't just hire people and they came in and did all of the work. The men of this church, the women of this church, the people of this church literally, physically put their hands to work, brick by brick, from the sweat of their brow, and built this church. We have tombstones out there that go back to some 1800s, 1900s, just out of slavery time. And though that may not mean anything to anybody else, it means the world to us because it shows where we've come from and how strong we've been even to survive in that time, trusting in God.
What they gonna do, move the dead ones too? My mother and father's buried like that. And my sister.
As I journey through this land, singing as I go, pointing soul to Calvary, to the Christian flow. Many an arrow more close to Him, He will give me life. Satan never vex my soul, turn my thoughts aside.
Mama would say, sit down, behave. And then she said, you listen to what the preacher say, because what he tells you, you take it in. And when you grow older, you don't forget, and it'll help. And it did. I might not thought like that then, but now I think about everything that was said in that church. It wouldn't be the same, because it wouldn't be, the reason I said it wouldn't be the same, if they move it, it wouldn't be where we started from.
I knew it was bothering me if we had to move. I just can't picture myself just leaving here and going somewhere else.
But I can go to another church, but I don't feel the same as when I come here. It's like
It's home.
this is home
This
for
is
me.
home.
Yeah.
This is home. And like I said, both of us are looking to lose in two ways: somewhere to come fellowship and a home. You know, and that's a little something to
Thank you for watching Independent Voices, your source for participatory grassroots media.
The new airline of the CIA is Aero Contractors. During the Vietnam War, it was Air America.
Fight for their rights as people, fight for their rights as human beings, fight for the rights of others who cannot defend themselves.
This is a wound. This is the closest to a genocide that any of us may ever face in our lives.
Thousands of students on almost 80 campuses across the country are interrupting their daily routine to protest this war in Iraq.
The company is getting rid of workers that have worked there 10 and 12 years because the company says they didn't know that they were undocumented. You know, workers shouldn't be taken out in handcuffs. The CEOs and the plant management should be taken out in handcuffs.
Look at all these officers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Frederick Douglass. They all said unite. Look what they did. Look what they accomplished.